Hey everyone, Astrea Love here, and I'm doing a live video to answer from one of my subscribers. So, Monique Coleman. Hi, Monique. So you wanted to know when you would be able to do professional readings using your abilities. And so I was going to just I'm just shuffling my cards right now, and I wanted to first of all look to what you have done in the past and then see what comes through, because in truth you already have everything that you need within you. We all do, because we are all source. Okay. And so the purpose of me drawing these past life cards is to find out exactly like where, if you're having any intuitive blocks or where your blocks are. Okay. Okay, so the first past life card that I pulled for you is forgiveness. And so when I am pulling cards for people, I shuffle until spirit tells me or I get the feeling to stop. Okay. And then when I lay them out, there is like, when I teach my intuitive classes, I do not tell students to do any type of spread at all, because this is about developing your intuitive abilities. And so I do not tell them to do any type of spread. I think it's completely unimportant to know what the different spreads are and what they mean and things like that. What I tell people to do is to shuffle until you feel you're ready to stop. Then when you lay the cards out, like with my past life deck, I just laid a few cards out and I just intuitively know them, like which cards go with which lifetime. But if you're using an oracle or angel deck, shuffling the cards so you feel like it's time to stop, and then laying them out, okay, until you feel that you need to stop. And then you can always ask, okay, wait, after I lay them out, sometimes I will get from spirit, okay, we'll pull one more card. And then I'll pull one more and it'll be like the ending card. But you lay the cards out, and then I tell my students to not even look at the booklet of the meaning, because developing your intuitive abilities, being able to look at the cards and see past just whatever's on the card, see past the meaning. So I think that reading the booklet is kind of, I don't want to say like cheating. I just think that it drives you away from where you actually want to be when you are using your abilities. Because if you're just reading like what the booklet says for that person, you're some information, because in truth, your higher self, you source, has everything, has all of the answers. And so you really don't have to go outside of you. But I do feel that using cards can be a helpful tool. It's a visual aid, and it can help you to direct where your consciousness is going and where you want to look. Okay, so this lifetime that I just pulled, I'm saying that forgiveness is a really, really, really big thing. And for you, Monique, it is not just this lifetime, because this forgiveness card, if I were to keep pulling lifetimes for you, this would be the main thing, is that if forgiveness is very difficult for you, letting go of resentments in your heart. And, when we hold on to resentments, no matter how big or small, when we hold on to them, they really take up the heart chakra. So knowing that forgiveness always comes from self, we have to forgive ourselves for giving our power away, okay, to someone who could have hurt us, and for feeling, nobody, can truly say or do anything to us that hurts us if we don't resonate with it on the inside already. So like if someone were to say, okay, let's say someone were to call me stupid. Well, that wouldn't hurt me because I know that's not true. You know, I would just be, huh, okay. I mean, it really would not affect me at all. However, if I felt or resonated with what they said in any way, then it would actually hurt my feelings. So forgiveness always comes from like forgiving self. And once we can forgive ourselves, making and literally just make the intention to let it go. When you invite your higher self in, make the intention, okay, I want to release all of the energy of unforgiveness that I have stored inside of me and past or present life. Okay, so forgiveness was the first card. The second card that I pulled is chips, and the third card I pulled is wisdom. Leaving or travel. And the Celtic card. Okay. Now, this lifetime that I'm seeing for you, Monique, was a very difficult lifetime, but because of the lessons that you went through, all the stuff you went through, you gained so much wisdom and wisdom that you can use now. I'm seeing for you, okay, this was a druid lifetime. And so the druids were like very, I don't even want to say the word like pagan. They were very spiritual and very into working with communicating with trees and things on the fourth dimension and using magic. And back in the times when the druids were around, the frequency of the planet was different. And so the possibility for magic to be manifested differently was much higher. So this druid lifetime, okay. Okay, so in this lifetime for you, Monique, you were a seer, but you were actually male, and knew that I'm saying it's kind of like at the end of when the druids, when their culture, civilization kind of came to an end. You were right there at the end, and you had actually predicted when the invading people were coming to kind of push you out. And they did come by ship. Now, okay, so this lifetime was very difficult because your whole like tribe or civilization ended up being wiped out by whatever these invading people are. But the ship card just really, really like stuck out again to me. And I'm seeing that that sometimes your abilities will kick on in emergency situations right at the last minute. And so it's like kind of in like you're feeling like it's kind of inconsistent of when you're in and being connected with them. And trusting what you see, the information that you get and that you see, because I do feel that you're also clairvoyant and clairaudient as well. So I'm getting precognizance, knowing things before they happen is an ability you have. I am getting that you also see, there's even more than that because I pulled the galactic card also, which means you are a star seed. And star seeds come into incarnating on Earth with a higher vibration, and with a lot of spiritual gifts and abilities. But they've had so many lifetimes on other planets that sometimes getting used to the harsh energies of Earth can be very difficult. So I'm saying, yeah, the precognizance is one that you have. I'm saying that you can predict things through your dreams, but lately you haven't. I'm just taking notes because I'm going to clear this stuff for you. But lately, you haven't really been remembering your dreams as you used to when you were younger. Okay, so those are blocks with dreams. And dreams are really, really important, because what our dreams are doing is they're giving us hints and clues and things, like answers to our questions, and advice, basically, if they're teaching us concepts and things that we're going through in the waking life. And so when we clear whatever it was in our dreams before it manifests in the physical in our waking life, it can be a beautiful process. So dreams are really important. So I'm seeing the blocks with dreams, which I'll clear that for you. You're also an empath, and so I see almost every star seed that I read for has the empath ability to some type of degree, which means feeling what other people are going through. It can be hearing their thoughts. It can be feeling their emotions, or it could be feeling things in the physical. And every time that I see that someone is an empath, no matter what degree the empath ability is, okay, it comes along with a healing ability as well. So I do see that you're an empath, and that you have a healing ability. And you've been, Native American shaman before. You have been a high priestess in Africa. You also were around during the time of Egypt. And so these are all, like, all these lifetimes that I'm just being shown right now are lifetimes where you've used these same spiritual gifts and abilities, okay? I'm also seeing, and on and off this planet as well, you've been a healer. I'm seeing an Arcturian lifetime where you healer, and I'm also seeing Syrian, Pleiadian. Okay, I'm seeing too that you have in your Pleiadian lifetime, you healed people, but in a different way. You have the ability through, like, the arts, like acting, and things like that, to really bring light to people. And you would actually, when you would play music, you would channel spirit through your music to heal others. So there is latent skills with that as well. You've had many, many more lifetimes off this planet than on the planet. So I'm going to teach you an empathic healing technique. You've also been persecuted for using your abilities in the past also. So when this happens, when I see this happening, we will in our third eye chakra hold on to fear. And that fear energy, that's stored there, really will make it difficult for us in this life to unlock the full capabilities of our gifts, because of subconscious level, we are afraid that if we use our abilities, that we're going to be killed for it. And so I see a block here and a block here for speaking your truth, and being persecuted for that. So I'm going to clear the blocks with persecution, the throat chakra, and also trust and faith is a big one for you. And it's all being centered with here, God, source, you. Because I feel like in this Celtic life, what you had called out, God save me, save me, save me. When all of this went down, when the people came and they took out the rest of the druids, you had called out, and not had gotten an answer of, well, I'm such a spiritual person, I'm a high priest druid or whatever they were called, okay, like druid shaman, why was I not supported and taken care of? Okay, so there is a block there with you trusting you, God. I do feel like you get information through telepathy also, which is thought. Sometimes you think that these thoughts are like you, but they're not you. So I'm going to clear the communication blockages. Communicating. I see that you do have a pretty big medium ability, and it was stronger when you were a child. I see you just kind of being able to communicate with people who have passed over, and I see that they would come to you. Now, to answer your question, so these are the abilities that you have. To answer your question of when you will be able to use them to do readings for other people, let me just kind of look and see. Okay, I just got 3 months, but I want you to understand that you are in control of your own destiny. You are in control of the rate that you unlock these abilities, and you are in control of your reality. Okay, so I can clear the blocks for you, and if you would like to set up, a private intuitive session, I can teach you how to very easily use your abilities, because you do have a lot of power behind you. You've played very powerful roles, some light, some dark. We want to experience both ends of duality. Okay. Trust and faith, I'm getting, is going to be a big one. That's to be clear, to trust the information that you get, because you are getting it for a reason. I did want to also say, when I started out on my spiritual journey, since I was a child, having all sorts of just crazy experiences, but I thought that I was communicating with angels. Until about, let's see, maybe 6-7 months ago, I thought that I was always communicating with angels, and that there were so many angels around me because I could see them, as you can see into the higher dimensions, However, as I started working with God, I finally saw the truth once the illusion was gone, which is what I'm going to kind of clear for you today as well. That they were higher dimensional beings, so they were on a higher dimension, basically, that I was communicating with. A lot of them, some positive, some negative, and so then that along my journey, since I started working with me, Source, that I don't have to go outside of myself to do anything. And it saved my life because, I was having, demons, dark archangels, negative higher dimensional beings, all sorts of things would come into my reality. And I had to literally be able to connect with me, God, to be able to clear that out of the way. So that, one, I could trust the information that I was getting from my clients, and two, that I could have a positive experience, because we cannot wish or will our abilities away. We gave ourselves these spiritual gifts to use and skills to use. And so when I say it's already within you, it's already within you. All you have to do is let go of the fear, work with you, Source, and bring it out. And there's very simple techniques that I can teach you to do that. But your progression will go as fast as you want it to. So knowing that you are always in control. If I could have done if I could have done it different for me, I wish I would have known that my connection to God, that I am God from the very beginning. I wish I would have had that connection then. It would have made my entire life a lot easier. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do for you, is I'm going to remove these blocks. Now that you know what your abilities are, play with them. What I like to tell people, because we all base our realities on our thoughts and beliefs, like the beauty of how I was developing my intuitive abilities is that I had no one to teach me. And so I got to just kind of, I had them, I didn't understand them, but I got to play with them. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to play with them, play with your abilities, see how you can use them. Um, and and you can do it with working with your higher self. So I did want to teach you the empathic clearing technique because I think it's very, very important for you to keep yourself clear of other people's energy, okay? Of other people's negative energy that you pick up, all right? Because once you absorb it, and you will, because anytime that you focus on a person, you tune into their energy and you start feeling what they're feeling, because capability, it's a blessing and a curse, okay? Because you feel what, you know, it goes with the healing ability. You feel what they're going through so that you're actually able to heal and help them in the right way. Intuitive is another one that you have, and I just don't think that you have developed it quite yet, because a lot of these abilities, even though they lie, you know, even though some are stronger than the others, in this moment, God, your higher self will only unlock them at the rate that is safe and ready for you. Okay? Um, so, okay, the empathic clearing technique. So, when you feel like you've absorbed someone else's energy, you're going to want to, like, I would probably do this at least 3 times a day. When I started doing it before I like really evolved to where I don't have to clear myself now, when I started doing it, I was clearing myself. Sometimes I would be clearing myself more than that, less than that, just depended on the day. So you want to keep yourself clear of other people's energy. And this is going to make clear. Okay, so close your eyes, and in your mind, repeat after me. I invite my higher self forward into my consciousness now. Self forward into my consciousness now. I invite my higher self forward into my consciousness now. I invite my I am presence into my heart now. I invite my I am presence into my heart now. Presence into my heart now. Okay, now my divinity is programming yours that anytime you say this sentence, and not you, but your higher you, okay? Okay. Now repeat in your mind after me. Myself of any negative energy that I've picked up from anyone else. I clear myself of any negative energy that I've picked up from anyone else. See, it just started, of any negative energy that I've picked up from anyone else. I clear myself. I immediately activate my prana tube. Okay, let me just see, because Spirit's saying that there's more that needs to be programmed for you. Okay. So that is done. And it literally, I felt your energy clear. It was like, you know, the second time that I started saying it, it started just like clearing, and it was done clearing before I could even finish. So that is how you are going to clear yourself and keep yourself free of other people's energy. I also wanted to raise the compatibility that you have with your abilities. And so I was taking a note of that. So I'm going to raise the compatibility that you have with your spiritual gifts. Okay, so let me just do that right now. And then Spirit's also clearing the fear and reconnecting your third eye, because for some reason your third eye is not connected correctly with your brain and your physical eyes. I'm clearing all walls and all illusion with this chakra. And opening all of your communication channels that you communicate with you, source, raising the compatibility that you have with yourself on a personal level, as well as the compatibility with you, God, okay? And then okay, and so spirit's going into your DNA also and integrating these spiritual gifts into your physical DNA. And I'm being reminded to tell you that you're going to be able to gain all of your abilities when you actively are using them to understand how they work. And then also, I am doing forgiveness with self, you, God, basically. Forgiveness with God, and trust and faith with God. So I'm clearing as much of that I can at this time of these issues. And with the upper chakras, I'm giving you better connection with those. Okay, so I just got the confirmation that that is done. And, you know, you are very, very gifted. And I think that a lack of confidence is kind of what's at play here, is just a lack of confidence and a lack of actually just using them in this life with confidence. So yeah, so spirit is kind of working on that confidence issue. I would start reading for friends and family and see how that goes. I was getting 3 months, that if you just kind of start making the intention to work on it, that you will be reading for other people and making money doing it. So your mediumship ability is the strongest right now. Communicating with people on the other side. And you also, you know, are very, you can like kind of know how people died and feel what happened to them. So yeah, the empath clearing, keep doing that, keep doing that. And I hope that this has helped you. If you are interested in any further assistance, I would love to teach you and set up a session with you. But you go, girl. And also, I'm being reminded to tell you that the other stuff I went through, like the blocks with your dreams, that's now clear. So that this has helped, and that you have a beautiful afternoon. You can find me on Facebook, Astrea Love, Unconditional Love. Tu ansash na kanu kwanatata na tashne and kalahana an tuhuna kunatu sashna. And for you, Monique, I have actually a Syrian transmission coming through for you. And this is going to help you to remember who you are and to stand in your power. Sen henne tenne keneshne tene and sen henne tene keshne and sehana natan hanata and kuhana hanatashna and ba natachashna. Okay, so that was talking about you, remembering who you are and the divine being that you are, and standing true in your power in this now moment. So from my heart to yours, namaste.